Good morning and happy day. Happy Sunday. Happy day. I don't know why I've started saying that. So these are the other pair of earrings that I got from the Shabby Tree. I don't know if they match. Well, I was going with that, but I don't care because I wanted to wear them anyway. I feel much better today. I went to bed early again last night, but I was not cold and I did not have violent chills. What did I say this morning? Bed shaking, body racking, teeth clacking, chills. That's what I had. Yeah, that's what I came up with this morning. But I'm glad that I feel better and I feel less tired, which is always great because I don't like being tired. So I'm trying to keep my head in the game so I can get some of my housework done. And I've got to go get groceries because I didn't get to get anything done yesterday. You know, just try to get back in the game. I was gonna go to an art show today, but sadly, losing yesterday and Friday night, today I'm kind of like, I gotta get it all done. I hate having to do everything on the weekends, you know? But once I get off during the week, I just don't want to do anything. I mean, I have to do some stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like overall house stuff, shopping stuff, all that stuff. Blech. I need more off days. I think I need to work 2 days a week and get paid for my 4 days a week. Don't you think so? Don't you think that sounds like a great idea? Work 2 and off 5? You think they'll go for it? I don't think so either. However, if I could work longer days, like 3 10s, I would totally do that. But I don't know if they'd let me do that. Even though I'd be going crazy before the 10 hours got there because I'd be ready to get up and bolt. But I guess I'll just stick with what I've got. Rude. It's so nice this morning. It's like, I don't know, 71 or 72. Some leaves are starting to fall from the trees, which isn't good because that means we might not have a pretty fall. We might not have color if they're already falling, but it feels good. It's a little humid, but not terrible. I've got to go drop this off here, so I'll be back. This here, you like that? Gotta go drop this here, but it's some tops that belong to my mother that I'm bringing to my boss, and she and her sister are going to look at them. So anyway, I'll be back. Penny and Coco just had like the Mexican standoff or whatever you want to call it because my boss Tommy came out with Coco and they despise each other. Well, you know, 2 little females, and they both think they're the cat's meow. So they just stood like a Mexican standoff, like 20 feet apart, just staring at each other. Neither one of them moved. But then when Tommy turned around, she said, I'm going to get my umbrella, even though my weather app showed no more rain. Somebody on Facebook posted their weather app picture and it shows 50% chance of rain. So I have no clue. But anyway, when she turned around to go back in to get her umbrella, Coco started running with her head backwards like, yeah, take that, take that. And then they both started doing the little foot scratch off. Planes, really? You're getting on my nerves. And she's still staring like, where'd she go? Where'd she go, Mom? I'll take her on. She's little. She's a Maltese. So I'm fairly certain that Penny's 20 pounds could probably take Coco's 8 pounds. Anyway, it's already starting out to be a day, but I had told her I was going to meet Lisa today, and I said, well, I mean, maybe if it was just Lisa, but Lisa's gonna have her grandbaby, and not knowing if I had anything contagious or, you know, when you just don't know what's going on, I don't want to be around the baby. Oh, geez. Hold on. I'll be back. Okay, I'm such a good neighbor that I am carrying waste, it's a nice way to put it, in a leaf. Yeah, because I didn't have a bag. I mean, it was a big leaf and it was a soft leaf. Why are we talking about this? I don't know, because I think it's funny that I'm carrying waste in a leaf. It's holding on to it though. Ugh. You know what? You know what I'll do? I'll throw it in my yard because I don't care. I don't care if I have a little nugget in my yard. Yeah, But I don't want to leave that in nobody else's yard because I think that's the polite thing to do. I think I'm being stalked by a hawk, if that's entirely possible. Yesterday I walked out and he was sitting up on Joan's chimney, just staring down upon me. And today when I went over to Tommy's, he was on, she's still got like clothesline, those T-post, whatever you call them, up for the clothesline. They're still up. And he was standing on top of that staring at me. And I was like, look, I don't know what I've done, but you need to move along, Mr. or Mrs. I don't know what you are, but move it on along, because we ain't having none of that. All right, we're going back in the house. I'll be back. Are you watching NCIS? Are you watching it? Is it your favorite TV show? I mean, I love it. Who's your favorite? I mean, we got to go old school, though. We can't go with any new people. We have to go old school. We have to go back to Timothy McGee, very special agent Anthony DiNozzo, Leroy Jethro Gibbs, aka the boss. Or do you want to go with, I shouldn't have said those words together. I'm so sorry. Ziva David, or Abby in the lab. Yeah, which one do you like? Which one's your favorite? I'm sorry, I'm watching her and not watching my phone. You gotta pick one, baby. Which one is it? Now, my personal favorite is, guess who? Guess who's my personal favorite? That's right, very special agent Anthony DiNozzo, because he's silly. But that doesn't mean that I don't like Timothy McGee or Leroy Jethro Gibbs, because I did like them, and I love me some Ziva and Abby. Are you just gonna lay here and watch it all day? I mean, that's cool if that's what you want to do. Yeah, that's very cool if you want to sit and watch NCIS all day. I don't blame you. I've had days like that. Today's not one of them, though, because I have too much to do because I laid around all Friday night and all day yesterday from being sick. So you lay here. I wish I could see that she's staring straight at the TV. Are you watching NCIS? Or do you like the new cast? I mean, that's okay too. Yeah. All right, well, carry on. Watch your show. I'm going to keep working, okay? All right. Do you hear that? That's crazy. She wants to go outside. Because I just got sat down to tell y'all a story. But first of all, I left the house today because I had to go to the grocery store and to the pet food store and to Home Depot. What you want? She sounds so sweet when you get here, but she's so demanding before. You want to go outside? She's going to go bark. Penny's going to go bark because she hears children playing in the back. Or maybe not. Maybe she'll change her mind since she's out there by herself. Anyway, then I had to go to Home Depot. Well, I didn't do it in that order. I went to Home Depot because I had to get garbage bags for work. And of course I had to pick up a plant while I was there. I got a mum. You can't enter fall without a mum. It's against the rules. And and then I went to Petco. No, I went to Publix. And then I went to Petco because I knew Petco would be a quick visit because she needed dog food and her little greenies that I give her every night at bedtime. So that's like brushing her teeth before we go to bed. And now I'm home. But I was trying to think of a story from my working days at the sheriff's office. And I thought of one. Now, way back in the day, we didn't have a lot of female deputies. So they would oftentimes call on us little Lolio jail workers to go on ride-alongs with the deputies. And, just so they had a female with them because a male could not transport a female without another female in their presence, right? So it was Harry O, as they called him. And Harry O picked me up at the jail, and then we had to go to YDC, which is the Youth Detention Center, to pick up this girl. And then our next task was to take her to the airport. So we drove to the airport with her in the back seat. I think she was 14. She had ran away from home. How she got from Florida to north of Atlanta, I don't know, but it was our responsibility to get her back to Florida safely, right? We get down there, and this is way before 2001, before 9/11 happened. So we had a lot more leniency going through the airport at that time. So Harry did not have to remove his weapon. So I stayed with the girl, and he got to go around this other side because he had his weapon on. And then I had to stay with the girl to go through the scanner. And then we're walking on through. This tells you how long ago they were selling cigarettes at the airport. And they had them sitting on the edge of the countertop. And this little 14-year-old girl, we're walking, Harry's in the front, she's in the middle, and I'm behind her. And she's not in handcuffs or anything. I mean, we're just escorting her we have to visibly watch her get on the plane. And then we had to stand there until the plane taxied off into the wild blue yonder. But anyway, she reaches over and grabs a pack of cigarettes and puts them in her back pocket and just keeps right on walking. And I reach in her back pocket and I pulled out those cigarettes and tossed them back on the counter. Neither one of us really missed a beat. Harry never even did know what happened. And she turned around, she said, "Why'd you do that to me?" I said, "You're 14. Was I smoking at 14? Maybe, but that's none of your business. You're 14, and I can't let you just outright steal a pack of cigarettes off the countertop at the airport. I cannot." She says, "Will you smoke?" I said, "And I'm an adult." Yeah, it may not look like it, but I am an adult, and I get to do what I want to, because I pay taxes, don't you know? I worked and I earned money to pay for my cigarettes. What about you, little one? So then, my next trip, I think, is probably when I had to ride down to the prison with Rich. And we had a van, and we put all these females in the van, female inmates. And they were shackled and all that good stuff. And all we had between us was a screen. It had little tiny holes, so they couldn't actually reach through and get us, but it sure didn't block the sound. Now they have like a separate thing, so they really can't. It's not as loud. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're driving on down the road with all these females, and we're going to Hardwick Prison, which is a prison in Georgia for females, for women's. So as we're driving down the road, Rich says to me, "Look over to the left." I'm like, "What is it?" "What?" He's like, "Look, do you see it?" And he's driving, but he's looking to the left. And I'm like, "I don't see anything." I'm like, "We can't look out the back window because there's inmates back there." I'm like, "What?" We drive just another 30 seconds, and he says, "Okay." I said, "Okay, what?" I never did see anything. He said, "Well, you see, there was a car broken down on the side of the road on the right-hand side, and we can't stop." I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, people get really upset when they see a law enforcement vehicle driving by, and the vehicle does not stop to render aid, as it were." I said, "Well, we can't stop because we've got inmates." He said, "I know that, and you know that, but they don't know that. So they just assume that we're being buttholes. But if we look away, then we didn't see them. If we didn't see them, they didn't see us, right?" Anyway, he said, 1, it's a security risk, and 2, it could be an ambush. Somebody could know that their loved one is on this van and trying to get us to pull over and shoot us and let all them go. And I was like, "Yeah, how about don't stop?" He said, "Yeah, that's why I said look away. That way you wouldn't be just looking at him as we drove down the road." I was like, "Well, good to know. Good to know." To finish that story, when we got down there, it was very exciting, for me anyway, because I had never been to a prison like that. I had been to our prison, which was just a little county prison, but I had never been to a prison. And we pull in, and Rich gets out of the car, and they come up with this mirror, and they go all the way around the vehicle with the mirror shining it under the vehicle, I guess, to see if we're hiding anything. And then as the inmates, you know, we go on in and they close the gates, and then they open the back and all the inmates are getting out, and you can hear all these women screaming. They're making cat calls at the people getting off the van. And I mean, these women are looking scared to death. I was thankful at that moment that I did not ever have to go there. But when Rich got back in the car and we left, he told me that it was all females. I mean, once we left, it was all females. And he said they will strip them right there in the parking lot, take everything from them, and usher them into the room to get their shower, and then they give them new clothes. I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. I'm glad I'm not an inmate. Now, I don't know if that part's true. That's just what he told me. I don't know why he would lie to me. But then the next and last story about Hardwick, I had an older woman come to jail, and she had just been sentenced. And I mean, when I say older, she was probably in her 80s. She had to be. And I didn't have a lot of experience booking in older women for serious crimes to go to prison on, you know? But anyway, she comes in and she's hollering at somebody. She'd come in from court, and she was hollering at somebody that was in one of the cells. And she said, yeah, they got me. And the person was yelling, where you going? And she said, I got sentenced to go to Hard Dick. And I'm like typing, and I looked up, and I was like, what? What'd she say? And I think it was Michelle that was with me. She heard it. She was laughing, and then I started laughing because I was like, she really did say that. She really did say that. She was sentenced. I think it was for murder. I think she deceased someone, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that I love you, and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon, because these people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, which is when? Tomorrow. Why? Because I post every day. I'm hanging up first, and you say bye first. No, I'll say bye first, and you hang up first. Okay, bye first.